What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Neo Digital Podcast. I am your host, Jolly,
There you
Dangerous.
go. There you go, switching again.
I know, man. I'm a
Do it every
switch.
video. Just keep switching.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. It's what I'm gonna stick. And I'm here with my co-host.
Yep. My name is Denanu YouTube. How's it going?
Yeah, and today we are going to be reacting to the death battle of the Green Dragonzord versus MechaGodzilla.
Yep.
It's gonna be one-sided as fuck.
I don't know. We will see. Let's hit this play button.
Whether they are benevolent deities or harbingers of doom, dragons are freaking awesome.
Hell yeah!
Yeah, they are.
Especially the robot kind, like the Dragonzord, piloted by the Green Power Ranger.
And 𝐾𝐨𝐤, the dangerous and mysterious MechaGodzilla.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze
Pause
their
real quick.
weapons,
I'm
armor,
sorry.
and skills to find out who would win.
When you saw that flute, did you not immediately hear?
Yep, I did.
Every
I
time
did.
I see the picture of him putting that flute, I hear the melody. All right, I'm sorry.
You right? Yep, that happened.
A death battle.
After being stuck in a garbage can for 10,000 years, the evil Rita
That
Repulsa
dress,
was
though.
I
understandably
know.
pretty pissed.
It's hot.
So
No, I'm
she
kidding.
decided to destroy the world. Hey,
Okay,
I'd be
yeah.
mad too, but that's a hell of a hot take.
And so
Shit,
Earth's
I had a
guardian
crush on
Zordon
Rita,
put a
too.
plan into motion.
Damn, so
Five
bitch
heroic
ass.
teenagers
And
would
make my
defend the
monster
planet
grow,
with their
you know?
Yeah.
Dragonzords. They were the Mighty Morphin
And say it
Power
just like
Ranger.
that. How she did it in the
You'd think a
show.
bunch of kids in spandex
And then she'll
would have a
stab
tough
it with
time
her.
fighting an ancient witch, but they
Whack.
got used to taking out her weekly monsters pretty quick, like a normal 9 to 5, just with giant robots.
But Rita had a plan. If
like
her
that
creatures
backhanded
could not
beat.
defeat the
Wow.
heroes, she would create her own ranger.
The Green Ranger, along with his robo-reptile, the Dragonzord.
Green Ranger was so hot.
Yo,
At 90 meters
hold on,
tall
real
and
quick.
nearly
Hold
2
on. Yo, when he showed up, jumped in their Megazord, beat the
Yep.
freaks off their ass, and threw them out their own shit. Oh, nigga. He popped
Yep.
out the broom closet. Fuck y'all doing it.
I like how they kept like the canon, well, I guess the character around. Like even like if you watch like Power Rangers, all the ones that even let's say like I don't watch, like I stopped watching Power Rangers after what? Like Power Rangers in Space, and I think they made a couple of other ones after that. And I tried to get into them but couldn't get into them. But then they brought Tommy back in one, but he had a different name. And then as like even like as the franchise went on, like the comic books that they make,
He didn't have
They-
his name. I saw that one.
he was
He
called
became a
Dr.
doctor.
Rowe or something.
Exactly, yeah. They used his last name. His name is Tommy something.
Oliver.
Yeah, Oliver. Even though he was called Doctor something, that's still the same character.
Yeah.
That never changed.
Yeah, I remember seeing an episode where he had to fight the evil Green Ranger aside or something like that.
Yeah,
in that
he had
episode,
to fight
yeah.
all his previous versions of Power Ranger, so that way he can be not awarded. What do you call it? He can be chosen as like the next Ranger for that series.
Okay.
No, worthy. That's what I'm trying to say. He can be seen as worthy enough to get the power that he was going to get in that one. So he became the Black Ranger. It was fucking dope. It was dope. I didn't watch the whole thing. I just watched his storyline. It was really cool.
But I like how like even if you read like some of the comics, I forget who does them, but they have storylines with his character and ultra dimensional like evil versions of it and stuff. And they always make Tommy like super, super cool because they know everybody who's into Power Rangers likes Tommy.
You know about the main character, like you know about the Green Ranger, right? You know he died in the original.
What do you mean the original?
So you know, all right. So if you watch the Sentai Rangers over there, the ones over here, the only thing that's kept is when the Power Rangers are in their outfits and the Megazord stuff. That's what comes from Japan, and then our storyline comes from over here.
Is that all the Angel Grove stuff when they're walking around?
Except when Rita made the Green Ranger. When that candle went out, he did die, like in Japan. That character died.
Oh, they never carried his character over to the rest of the stuff? Damn.
No. So when the White Ranger shows up, over here it's the same person. Over there, it's his brother. His brother became the White Ranger to get revenge for him dying.
Dang,
It
I
was
didn't even know that.
dope. And also he wasn't created. He was possessed, I think. I'm trying to remember the story right, but I know for sure that the Green Ranger over there did die, and the White Ranger was somebody completely different.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
You dropping lore on me.
Hey.
Tons. The Dragonzord proved a match for the other Rangers, even their MechaZord.
Like that.
Dragonzord's
What is
got a
that?
heavy-duty arsenal,
Man.
like finger missiles.
Rocket
it's
fingers.
like flicking the gunk from under your nails at people, but it explodes.
Why do you have gunk under your fingers?
To flick at people. Duh.
Duh,
That fin
yeah.
isn't just a cool headpiece. It shoots energy waves. And if D-Zord feels like stomping around, watch out for literally shocking earthquakes.
Despite such long-range weaponry, the Dragonzord seems best suited to fighting up close with its strong grappling
I love
arms
that
and
fight
highly
so
flexible
much
drill
when I saw
tail.
that shit.
This drill is so impressive, it cut through a cocoon prison even the supposedly superior MechaZord couldn't escape.
Yeah, that thing's 5 Zords in one. Guess teamwork doesn't always make the dream work.
The Dragonzord's pilot has even bested the other Rangers in combat on his
Ah,
own. Luckily,
beat the
they helped
shit
him
out-
break free from Reaper's
Yep.
control, and he eagerly joined their fight against the forces of evil. This is Tommy Oliver.
Tommy wasn't just some rando off the street. This guy is an expert martial
That's what it is.
artist and
Pause it,
super-
Oliver. Yeah. Oh yeah, you said that. Yeah, Dr. Thomas Oliver. Yeah, I think in the show they did call him something else, but that was a moniker that he was using. His name when they found out was like he was that person.
Dedicated to
Okay.
ranger work. So much so, he kept wearing the tights for years and even mentored other teams. He summons and controls the Dragonzord with the Dragon Dagger by playing it like a flute. Wait, are all knives secretly flutes?
They've
Oh,
never
man.
not been flutes.
Don't
Oh
make
my
that joke.
God,
If he puts
really?
that knife to his mouth.
Wait a minute, why didn't this come up in poultry science class?
Chickens don't like music?
How stupid
He
do you
wants him to
think
cut
I am?
himself. They never not
Chickens
been.
love music. Ah! God, this is what they mean by a sharp note.
As the Green Ranger, Tommy draws power from a universe-spanning energy called the Morphin Grid.
His grid connection powers the Dragonzord too. He's a superhero and a
Yep,
battery.
he got a stronger
Though,
connection,
like
so
most
his
other
sword is
swords,
stronger.
enough damage can
Yep, see, that's the
disrupt
comic I was
Dragonzord's
talking about,
connection
yeah.
to the Morphin Grid and take it down for good.
But good luck trying. The Dragonzord is super strong. It made short work of Rita's monsters and even beat the MechaZord, which has an average power output of 50,000 megavolts. That's the same kind of power as a nuclear warhead.
The MechaZord was strong enough to punch a
God.
10,000-ton
Ooh.
monster about 40
Got that
meters
Mortal
off the
Kombat
ground.
uppercut
A
going on.
punch worth 90
Hell yeah.
million newtons of force.
90
Big D
million.
can even
units.
fly past escape velocity and reach the moon. That's over 30 times the speed of sound.
The Dragonzord is
Okay.
also extremely durable, possibly more so than any other individual Zord of its generation. The MechaZord once threw it into this mountain.
Oh, I love that. As a fan
By
of old
comparing the
Godzilla
known
movies, I
size
love
of
that shit.
Dragonzord's foot to said mountain and applying the energy necessary for violent fragmentation
And
against
broke
rock,
that mountain in a
we
perfect
determined
circle.
the destructive force to be
Or
worth more than
half circle, I swear.
350 tons of TNT.
Damn! The big dragon held its
Pause it.
own against the.
Okay. So all right. So first off, we need to know 90. We said 90,000 newtons or some shit like that. 90 tons of Newton force or whatever. And then that one was how much? 350.
Through to the moon and certain amount
Well,
of.
the tons of TNT. I think it was like 350 something tons of TNT.
Yeah, that's gonna be
like,
a durability.
Yeah. Flew to the moon, fought underwater unhindered, was punched out of the moon's orbit. Taken White Tigerzord's thunderbolts. Survived battling Thunder Megazord. Wow, Thunder Megazord. Golly, that's a big ass fucking that giant.
The giant dragon, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't a dragon. It was like a brontosaurus, even though brontosaurus didn't exist. But you know what I'm talking about, like the giant thing with the long neck. That was the I think that was Thunder Megazord.
Oh, the one they will combine with, and they would ride him like a chariot.
I remember they had to fight those Zords in order to control them. Crashed to a mountain, beat White Tigerzord with one strike, defeated Goldar, Megazord, Shellshock, and Babe Ruthless. Okay.
Who was Babe Ruthless?
I don't know.
It's a weak name.
I don't remember the Dragonzord fighting the White Tigerzord. I don't remember that. Unless that's in the Japanese lore. Like in the Japanese show. Because I didn't watch it all.
I would assume it's in the American one somewhere, because otherwise, because they're not talking about the Japanese one at all. So,
Well, I mean, but they're talking about the actual lore of it. because I
Unless it was in
remember
a comic or something.
yeah, yeah, it had to be because like I remember they did all of that combining and stuff. So at one point they had the Megazord combined with the Dragonzord, and then you get this
The
giant
Dragon
Zord.
Megazord.
Yeah. And then after that, they had it ride that other giant dinosaur like a chariot. And then after Tommy died, then they brought in the
The
tiger.
White Ranger.
Yeah. I don't remember that tiger fighting the Dragonzord because at that point, both of the Rangers weren't in the same episode.
Yeah, maybe they're looking at stuff from the comics because they're showing it, so maybe that's where a lot of these feats are from.
Yeah, it could be, yeah.
Thunder Megazord, and even one-shot the White Tiger Zord, which was supposed to
Yep,
be
there you go.
better in every
It's in there.
way.
While it's unlikely the Dragonzord could actually
Oh, that
defeat the
Thunderzord.
Thunder
That was
Megazord
during
on its
Ninja.
own, it certainly stands a chance with its ultimate form.
That's right, it's got a semi-Megazord mode of its own, while each Power Ranger has their own.
It was like, for example, in Green with Evil Part 2, the Megazord was formed without the Red Ranger's presence or powers, despite the Tyrannosaurus Dinozord being an essential piece. So that means other Rangers can just summon it to form the Megazord, even if the Red Ranger doesn't do that.
Okay.
There's been a few times when a Ranger has called on other Zords, not to pilot directly, just to combine with theirs.
And so, Tommy
Okay,
can
okay.
summon the Mastodon, Triceratops, and Saber-Tooth
So I'm
Tiger
assuming that's
Zord
going to mean
form
that even
Dragonzord
in order to
fighting
get that
mode,
higher up
or
Dragonzord,
battle
Tommy
mode,
can summon
or
the other
Dragon
ones to
Megazord
do it,
needs
even though if they're not
themselves
present
on a name.
in the fight.
Well, it's mighty
Radio
powerful
shit.
and turns its tail into a drill spear that kills basically everything in one shot. Seriously, it never lost a battle against anything Rita threw at it. So, why don't they always use that?
And Rita's magic is devastating enough to obliterate an entire floating island.
Sadly, Tommy would lose
Right.
his control of the Dragonzord when he lost his powers to his one weakness, a magic candle. Oh,
Golly, he looks so
look out
young.
for slowly
I was thinking the same thing.
dripping
Oh,
wax.
babyface
Powers or no
motherfucker.
powers, Tommy kept fighting the good fight, eventually regaining his original Morphin abilities with the Master Morpher. Perhaps one.
Dragonzord's parts were inexplicably seen on the Ninja and Shogun Ultra Zords. Older Zords have been salvaged to build new ones, so it's possible this was its ultimate fate.
Oh,
Eventually
damn.
regaining his original Morphin abilities with the Master Morpher. Perhaps one day, the Dragonzord will rise again. Dragonzord!
Oh, okay, so that's the
Yep.
reason why he doesn't still have it. Okay. Oh man, it's making me miss Power Rangers.
I know,
The year
man.
was 1950.
See, why couldn't the movie, when they came out with the reboot movie, why couldn't that be just as cheesy as the old cartoon? People would have loved it. But
To me, that shit was cheesy in its own right, but it was so weird. Like all the costumes look the same. You know what I'm saying? I understand removing the skirts and shit because that's the thing. But making them all look exactly alike and the Zords don't really look like how they're
distinctive enough, yeah.
Yeah, come on, dude.
Less
That's
than
what
a
I
decade
wanted.
after Japan was bombarded with the first atomic weapons, the nuclear age had begun.
But one of these atomic weapons woke something up.
Godzilla!
Godzilla! This ginormous radioactive kaiju decimated Japan. Things looked pretty bad until a scientist deployed a bomb strong enough to kill the monster. The Oxygen Destroyer, which does exactly what it says on the tin.
Right, Dr. Serizawa's bomb could specifically target and destroy oxygen molecules, liquefying most living tissue. This weapon was so dangerous, Serizawa feared its very existence threatened the entire human race.
So he went down martyr style, taking out Godzilla and all knowledge of his weird bomb. All that remained was Godzilla's bones.
Yep.
Probably for
That's
the best.
kind of like what
Still,
they did with
a
the
weapon
movie.
like that might have come in
Or tried
handy
to.
when a few decades later, another Godzilla showed up.
Surprise, bitches! Brrr.
Turns out Japan
Yeah,
had
'cause I
been the
think,
target of many
they
different
took
types
the bones
of
of the
kaiju for
first one and
years
built
had
the
developed
mech
an
stuff around it.
anti-monster defense force to combat them.
Oh shit.
Unfortunately, their super
And
powerful
that's
maser cannons
yeah, like they
barely
might
even
explain it in
scratch
this, but
new
there's certain
Godzilla.
points when like MechaGodzilla can take control. So there's like, oh, it's the spirit of the first Godzilla in the MechaGodzilla because they used his bones to
Oh.
kind of create it.
So they didn't just build this shit, just build this thing
No.
with human ingenuity. Okay.
Nah, what had happened was it's like they killed the first one, and then when Godzilla came back, it wasn't the same Godzilla. It was just like another one. So they were like, okay, we need something as strong as it to beat it. So they took the bones of the first one, made it into a robot, and then had somebody piloted it. But there's certain times when it like fights for itself.
See, now that I know that, I have a greater appreciation for the reboot movies where Homeboy had risked it, like had sacrificed himself and set off that nuclear bomb to like heal Godzilla instead of kill him. And then in the second one, when they use what's the bigger one called? The bigger
King Ghidorah, I think.
Yeah. So when they use one of the heads to create that, it's kind of like homage, like you're using the bones from Godzilla, but instead it's okay. I like that. That's dope.
Just look at him. Doesn't even care.
Like the oxygen destroyer before, Japan needed a new weapon to combat Godzilla. They gathered their foremost experts in the fields of robotics, microwaves, low-temperature physics, and someone whose work can only be described as cyber necromancy. Together, these leading scientists developed a revolutionary weapon like nothing before it.
MechaGodzilla!
A Gundam.
Sure, technically this isn't the first MechaGodzilla we've seen, but it's certainly the deadliest and the most unique. So much so, it was given its own distinct name. Kiryu, a combination of kanji meaning machine and dragon.
Kiryu? Sounds lame. I'll stick with MechaGodzilla, thank you. Standing 60 meters tall and weighing 40,000 tons with full...
Hold on.
Controlled via DNA computers, built around Godzilla's bones, battery life 2 hours, supported by a White Heron aircraft. I kind of think, depending on their power level, I kind of think that what's gonna show up is that the Megazords probably can last longer in a fight, like longer than 2 hours.
Yeah, because they have the morphing grid, which is technically like infinite. So
infinite power source. So it's like, okay,
yeah, chop off the cable or whatever, outlast that 2 hours, and you win the fight. So
yeah.
Full gear, this badass cyber monster is loaded with all sorts of weapons. Rocket launchers, rail cannons, grappling wires, spinning drill hands, a battering ram jetpack, and even retractable Assassin's Creed blades with an extra zap. And just like Zilla himself, Mecha G fires laser beams from his mouth. This twin maser cannon is twice as powerful as the maser guns that successfully killed other non-Godzilla giant monsters.
Kiryu is certainly skilled in melee combat and is surprisingly athletic for its size.
Look at it go!
However, with its enormous arsenal, it is far better suited to long-range strikes. Like with its ultimate weapon, the Absolute Zero Cannon.
Damn! So it's like a super ice beam?
As the name suggests, it unequivocally brings its target's temperature to absolute zero, or 0 Kelvin. But this beam isn't just freezing its target, it's literally destroying all of its existing energy at once. A practically impossible feat of physics.
A disintegration
this results
beam.
in crushing the entire target from within at an atomic level.
Oh my god, Zilla!
Speaking of which, Kiryu is actually built around the skeletal remains of the original Godzilla, giving him all the size and strength of the king of the monsters.
So if he can hit the Dragonzord with that beam.
Like they're pulling off a robotic Weekend at Bernie's with old man Godzilla's pose.
I remember those movies.
Kiryu also utilizes biochemical and molecular-based DNA computers, which are actually based on real-life experimental technology. This infused Godzilla's own DNA to improve operation speeds and give Kiryu subconscious motor control, sort of a simple AI, which lets it perform some limited actions on its own, exactly like my own Cyber Goose. With the skeleton of a goose and some extra parts I had lying around, I say he's a masterpiece of modern science.
Well, he's got 2 heads now,
Corny
so
jokes.
do we call him a goose or a geese?
It's a goose, just one goose.
But 2 heads make 2 goose, therefore a geese.
It's a goose!
Oh yeah, this version's
Let's
much
call it
better.
a goose geese.
Kiryu is piloted by Lieutenant Akane Yashiro, a longtime member of the Anti-Megalosaurus Force, and your standard self-loathing anime protagonist.
She thinks she's worthless because she has no parents and accidentally got some of her friends killed. So now nobody really likes her, which is,
Oh no, she's
real
worthless
bummer.
as fuck.
But
Yeah.
hey, cheer up, lady! You get to fight
Accidentally?
giant lizards with a big-ass
Okay.
killer robot, and that's freaking awesome!
Akane doesn't technically pilot from within Kiryu, but rather from a nearby jet plane, the
Wait,
AC-3
what?
White Heron, which can fly over 900 kilometers per hour. Under 𝐿𝐼𝐤𝐼's control, 𝐤𝐤 has battled Godzilla several times and always came out on top.
But
Damn.
plot twist, 𝐿𝐼𝐤 isn't MechaGodzilla's only pilot. It turns out there's someone else behind the controls. A ghost in the machine. It's the spirit of the original Godzilla! Surprise again, bitches! It's Ghost Robot!
The DNA mind of Godzilla can wrestle the mech from 𝐿𝐼𝐤 at any point, causing her to lose complete control.
Giving the king another chance to trash Japan again! Always fun to relive the good old
I
days.
just walked right through that
Though it
building.
is
I like
strongly
how it's still
implied
standing,
𝐿𝐼𝐤 and
though.
𝐤𝐤 came to an understanding of sorts,
All the
realizing
supports
that
are
they were
gone,
each
but it's
shadows of a tragic
like a
past
box.
struggling to find purpose in life.
Like college roommates.
Regardless of who is steering the ship, 𝐤𝐤 is an extremely tough machine.
He's lifted and thrown Godzilla around like a sack of potatoes, and this version of the Big G weighed 25,000 tons.
𝐤𝐤 actually survived being at the epicenter of its own absolute zero blast, and multiple direct hits from Godzilla's atomic breath attack.
Which is even strong enough to overpower the Absolute Zero.
𝐤𝐤 is even fast enough to dodge the atomic breath, which, based on this instance where an older MechaGodzilla forced the beam into space, likely travels faster than Mach 2 speeds.
Pause that.
𝐤𝐤 itself could also...
Survived the absolute zero epicenter, dodged Godzilla's atomic breath, flew from Alaska to Russia in minutes while carrying, I don't know what the fuck it is, who weighs 60,000 tons, atomized multiple buildings at once, defeated Godzilla, Gigan, Destroyer, Space Godzilla.
Yeah,
Which-
those were other people that Godzilla fought.
Can you go back a little bit from what he was saying?
This
Yeah.
instance where an older MechaGodzilla forced the beam into space, likely travels faster than Mach 2 speeds. 𝐤𝐤 itself could also fly from Alaska to the middle of Russia.
Maybe they're
while
gonna try to
carrying
say he's
another
faster than
kaiju
Mach
in
2.
just a few minutes.
Mm.
Given how quickly 𝐤𝐤's fuel burns in flight, in order to make it, 𝐤𝐤 was likely flying around Mach 40.
But that's sadly the Mecha Monster's biggest flaw. Its battery life is worse than the goddamn Nintendo Switch.
While the White Herons can use microwave tech to recharge 𝐤𝐤 on the fly, a full charge only runs for about 2 hours at most. And using more intensive features like jet flight and the Absolute Zero cannon drains it much, much faster. In fact, just one use of the Absolute Zero drains 40%.
But who cares when he's so badass he can tear you apart in just a few minutes.
So that's probably
With
he's
all
probably
this
only
power
going to
at his
use it as like a last
fingertips,
resort or
this
something.
is one epic machine. No man or beast stands a chance against the might of MechaGodzilla.
桐生お前にはわかるよね。さあそろそろ行こうか。
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
But first, I've got a kaiju-sized hunger that only Blue Apron can satisfy.
Not
By
today.
now, you've probably...
Okay.
What do you think? Who's winning?
I mean, Dragonzord is strong and it has that morphing grid. I think that's going to play a big part because that's infinite power.
Mm-hmm.
But it all depends. It's like if the Dragonzord can withstand that absolute zero thing,
Mm-hmm.
and if the MechaGodzilla can withstand his super strong one-hit drill attack, that's going to be a big one too. So maybe it's whoever gets the first hit in.
Yeah, so here's what I'm thinking. Depending on what they do with the whole, because the only way the Dragonzord can transform into that Mega Dragonzord is that you have to have Tommy there. Other than that, the Dragonzord can go around by himself doing shit, right? Because at one point, Tommy did have to fight his own Dragonzord in order to get control because he wouldn't listen to him. You have that. So I think that maybe the Ranger and the pilot is gonna play a role in it.
Okay,
So
like they're going to be fighting each other while the Zord
either
and
that or something's going to happen to the plane and something's going to happen to Tommy, so that way the two Zords can actually duke it out by themselves. But I also think that they didn't say anything about the MechaGodzilla's power strength. They said how fast he was. He's definitely fast. It's definitely faster than the Dragonzord.
Well, they mentioned that he threw the other Godzilla, which was like 60,000 tons or something.
Yeah. So power-wise, probably just as strong, or if not stronger.
Yeah.
And then they didn't say how far they threw that other Godzilla, because you can see it looks like it was far. It can jump high, it can jump far. This Zord, you don't really see that doing that in the Dragonzord. Maybe doing a slow drop kick. It didn't say how much damage it can actually withstand, other than like they didn't calculate the numbers. It was like, oh, it took like Godzilla's dragon breath and fucking took it. You know what I mean, or whatever. But you ain't saying how strong that dragon breath is in comparison. You know, like how many tons of TNT or how the destructive force is. So I'm thinking, if the Dragonzord can land that lance, I think it would be game over.
Yeah.
On the other side, though, if it runs out of juice and
I'm
Dragonzord
assuming
is
they're gonna
destroyed with
have
absolute zero.
Yeah, I'm gonna assume that it's gonna run out of juice or something, and they're gonna have that pilot recharge it or something for like the end fight, and then maybe pilot gets killed or something. But I'm assuming that because they mentioned that a couple times, so it's probably gonna happen. So
I'm gonna say, because I would kind of think that the Dragonzord would be able to withstand absolute zero.
Yeah.
Especially if Godzilla probably got hit with it and still didn't die, because remember, he was at the epicenter of absolute zero, but they didn't say that it killed
they said the mech. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, because they said the MechaGodzilla survived. So
and every time they fought,
the Dragonzord.
Yeah, and every time they fought, and I don't remember Godzilla dying at all. Like the second one, I don't remember the second one dying in the series at all. It was just he was still like MechaGodzilla was just something that he had to fight too. He was still king of the monsters. So if Godzilla, who doesn't have armor, that kind of shit, can tank absolute zero, maybe the Dragonzord can too. And if that's the case, if this motherfucker runs out of battery power or gets stabbed, that's game over.
Yep.
But I'm gonna go that route and say the Dragonzord, but I'm still gonna say they may end up saying,
"Oh, that's a draw," or that it's too close to tell, or something like that.
No, they may end up saying MechaGodzilla, because I believe that it's gonna go that route, because they did not describe the power output when it comes to like in comparison. Because if you do that, then you can plainly see this was gonna lose, because it has that much times of force and blah blah blah. That's gonna be my answer. Yeah,
they'll probably explain that after they have the video where they explain why they chose certain things. So so that could be it.
Yeah. Omitting information. That's what I'm trying to say.
Let's see. Oh, those look good. Bitch.
Ooh. Damn, that look dope, man.
Nice work, Dragonzord. Let's crush this tin can.
Oh, they're doing the whole thing. Okay, I thought it was just gonna be okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Doing it just like the show. Why did you say that name?
Oh yeah, I forgot they got that kind of shit. Man. Yep, it's faster. Oh. That ain't shit. Get back up.
Oh, you gonna start off with the chest beam?
Oh
okay.
Boy, if he tanks this shit,
Yep. Shocking
nice.
And I'm guessing he already used his 40%. He did charge it. I'm not gonna lie, this is a cool fight.
Hell yeah. Take out
there
the
goes the
pilot.
pilot. Yep, there, down you go.
And now, Spirit of Godzilla can take over.
Yep.
Ooh.
Damn.
Ooh, man, don't do that to you.
Whooping that ass. Oh.
Oh man, bruh. Bruh.
Give it to him.
You gonna let him do it? Oh, man. Bruh. Oh man, 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 bru beating the brakes off this boy, man.
This isn't working. We need more power.
I knew it.
Oh, this is cool.
Come together.
Yo, and then the music, dog. Like, they did a good job with like recreating it.
Mm-hmm.
Buddy mode, powered up and ready for action. Let's finish this.
Oh. Oh. Oh my God.
This is awesome.
This is so dope.
Up here it
No.
goes. Ooh!
Oh,
Oh,
wait,
shit.
wait. Bruh.
That's it.
Keep going. We've got this.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he pulled him in. Oh, that
Pull back. Pull
point
back.
blank absolute
Oh.
zero. Nice.
Can he tank it though?
No, he can't.
Nah.
Well, let's see. Oh, no, he gets crushing.
Yeah. Oh damn! Didn't even hit him.
Damn.
Mm.
Oh man, talk about
That
a
was a cool
close one.
fight.
Finding the victor here
That was
wasn't
clean.
easy. Both have performed amazing feats of strength and durability, and both wielded massive arsenals of unbelievable devastation.
𝐿 definitely proved herself fighting Godzilla a few times, though Tommy did have way more experience piloting mechs and fighting monsters for years and years. Plus, he's a friggin' superhero.
But while skill and experience are incredibly important, it doesn't always triumph over raw power.
That's what she said.
Yep.
I hope.
Yep,
Compared
explain
to 𝐾,
it.
the Dragonzord was rather lightweight, with far less impressive feats of strength.
Yeah, well, Dragonzord could match the MechaZord, who could lift a 10,000-ton monster. MechaGodzilla tossed around a 25,000-ton Godzilla, more than double the weight. MechaG certainly had the advantage up close.
And also from a distance. 𝐾𝐸's arsenal was overall better suited to long-range combat thanks to a wider assortment of missile and beam weapons. Simply put, 𝐾𝐸 possessed more options for controlling and ending this fight.
Like how they both had instant kill moves, but only one of those depended on getting right up close. Plus, while
Yep.
Fighting Mode's max power wasn't too clear, it could compete with the Thunder MegaZord and Rita herself.
Remember how Rita blew up an island? Easily one of the most impressive destruction feats in the Ranger's early years. Based on this vid, we can
Shit,
measure
I-
the exact scale of the island.
To blow that shit up, you'd need a blast of at least 2.6 gigatons of TNT. So Dragonzord's Ultra Drill Stab was likely in the same ballpark in terms of power output.
However, this pales in comparison to the Absolute Zero cannon. Here, it's
Yeah.
destroying the real-life Prince Hotel New Tower and several surrounding buildings. Using the known scale of these structures, the energy output to destroy them must equal 128 teratons of TNT.
That's over 49,000 times more powerful. And don't forget, MechaG once survived
Fawcett?
being in the middle.
What's it say? Zora's?
Zords and other characters attuned to the morphing grid have been frozen by monsters like Gotan, so it is unlikely that the grid could protect the Dragonzord from the Absolute Zero cannon.
Yeah.
In the middle of this blast. There was no way Dragonzord could put down this tough son
Yeah.
of a Zilla.
Dragonzord's arsenal and Tommy's skills
But
certainly
why
made this
didn't
an
Tommy,
intense
or
match,
why didn't
but
the
they were
spear
clearly
move kill the
outclassed by
Dragonzord though?
𝐾𝐸's
That's what I'm
awesome
trying to say.
power and unwavering durability.
I'm just glad they didn't let the fight drag
Yeah,
on.
they didn't explain that.
The winner
They,
is
they just
𝐾𝐸.
said, okay,
MechaGodzilla!
the Dragonzord's output equals this
Hey, thanks
much,
for
but
watching
if it
this
always
episode.
kills
If you
one
want the battle
thing, why
music for
didn't that
yourself, you can get it
kill
by
the
clicking
dragon?
link in the
Didn't kill
description
MechaGodzilla.
and check out on
Yeah.
the right side of the screen.
Yeah, that's
what
so that's what I mean. It's like they didn't explain that.
Did we miss something? Like,
Finding the victor here wasn't easy. Both have
Let's play it
performed
back.
amazing feats of strength and durability, and both wielded massive arsenals of unbelievable devastation.
𝐿 definitely proved herself fighting Godzilla a few times, though Tommy did have way more experience piloting mechs and fighting monsters for years and years. Plus, he's a friggin'
Makes sense.
superhero.
But while skill and experience are incredibly important, it doesn't always triumph over raw power.
That's what she said. I hope.
Compared to Kiryu, the Dragonzord was rather lightweight.
So
with
MechaGodzilla
far
was
less
stronger.
impressive feats
That
of
makes
strength.
sense.
Yeah, while Dragonzord could match the Megazord, who could lift a 10,000-ton monster, MechaGodzilla tossed around a 25,000-ton Godzilla, more than double the weight. Mecha-G certainly had the advantage up close.
And also from a distance. Kiryu's arsenal was overall better suited to long-range
Variety of
combat
attacks.
thanks to a wider assortment of missile and beam weapons. Simply put, Kiryu possessed more options for controlling and ending this fight.
Like how they both had instant kill moves, but only one of those depended
See?
on getting right up close. Plus, well,
But he hit him with it. See, that's the part I don't get. It's like if they're both instant kill, Dragonzord should have won.
Max power
Exactly.
wasn't too clear. It could compete with the Thunder Megazord and Rita herself.
Remember how Rita blew up an island? Easily one of the most impressive destruction
Unless
feats
they're
in the
saying
Rangers
that,
for
oh, the
years.
Absolute Zero is
Based on this
stronger.
image, we can measure
So
the exact scale of the island.
To blow that
So that's what I was saying before. Like it was gonna come down to him because they didn't explain how strong his arsenal was. They explained everything, almost everything with MechaGodzilla. You know, of course, like the whole finger missiles, they didn't explain how strong that was. But what I don't like is that they talk about how strong his arsenal is at long range, but they don't talk about the power output of those arsenals. You know what I mean? Like you're not talking about the power output of the missiles, the laser that he shoots, how fast he shoots that like fucking backpack or whatever. Like none of that stuff matters if it doesn't do enough damage to hurt, Dragonzord. Yeah. Now I knew it was gonna come down to that whole like Absolute Zero thing. I would say that in a long range combat, if he's able to land Absolute Zero, it would destroy him. Like because they don't talk about how much
the damage the Dragonzord can take.
Yeah, can take.
It was just like, oh, it destroyed the mountain, so if it did that, it could survive up to this.
Yeah, which doesn't make a lot of sense, especially if they showed MechaGodzilla fighting regular Godzilla and then doing Absolute Zero at point blank range like that, and Godzilla surviving. Like, why would Godzilla survive something like that? Fuck the Megazord surviving it.
Yeah.
How did something that doesn't have
Godzilla?
armor? Yeah. How could something that without armor survive that kind of blast? Other than bullshit, right?
Yeah. Plot armor.
Yeah. So here, I understand that they have to show. Okay, well, he has to do his secret move, but he has to be up close to do it. Cool, but the problem is it landed. It landed first before Absolute Zero went off, and it wasn't simultaneously. It's not like they were
It's
powering
not
up
like
at the same time.
he stabbed them as it was firing out, so they both got hit. No, you got hit first.
Yeah, not only did he get hit first, but then he pulled him in, held on, charged the blast, and then shot.
Yeah,
that doesn't make any sense. Like, if it's an instant kill, it's an instant kill.
Instant kill. Yeah.
Don't show it. Show him dodging. You can do that.
Yeah. Show him dodging.
Okay,
let's say like have the Dragonzord go in for the spear move, and then have MechaGodzilla dodge away from it, and then shoot him with the Absolute Zero cannon. You know, when he's outside of the range of he could poke him with the spear.
Sidestep because you didn't already show him how fast he was. Sidestep and then grab it because he grabbed it before. He should be able to grab it and then just blast him at that range. I mean, I'm okay with that, but don't show the strike landing because now you just showed that he's able to be destroyed. And then when you pull the spear out and he has this giant hole, you mean none of that stuff, none of that was in that giant ass area was vital enough for this thing to move around. Come on, man.
Yeah.
So basically bullshit, But Absolute Zero is a fucking beast of like it's a disintegration ray. So okay, I give it to you, but you showed the spear landing.
The way you got there was bullshit, but the ending was okay. But yeah.
I don't like that. I don't like calling it like that. It was a fantastic fucking fight, though. That fight was great.
Yeah, it was.
I haven't been that excited since fucking like the Might Guy All Might fight, bro. Like that was a trip. I love that. I just don't like the explanation.
Yeah, like just to explain why the drill move didn't kill MechaGodzilla. Like it's, but
middle of this blast, there was no way Dragonzord could put down this tough son of a Zilla.
Dragonzord's arsenal
and then he
Tommy's
pulled it in
skills
even
certainly
more.
made this an intense
Yeah.
match, but
Like,
they were
why?
clearly outclassed by
Why didn't they
Kiryu's
kill him?
awesome power and unwavering
Like,
durability.
if they'd explained something where, like, let's say, like, there was an episode of the show where MechaGodzilla got something blasted through him and it didn't kill him or something,
Yeah.
or if they'd have said that, oh, when the suit is disabled, the spirit of Godzilla can take over to fight and then come back or something. But it's like, yeah.
I think they did explain the durability. I think they explained how strong. Oh, that's what it was. That's what it was. They explained that the laser spear had this much power to it because they based it off of Rita destroying that island.
Yeah, but would it have infinite power because it's connected to the morphing grid?
No. See, like you would think so. I think, but that's energy. You know what I mean? It's not power, it's energy.
Yeah, but they said that the Dragonzord is powered by the morphing grid directly.
Powered, but that doesn't get its strength and all that other stuff. It like power could be like, oh, your phone has power, you know, because it's on, but it's not strong enough to calculate certain things because you need more components and shit like that in order to like for the power output. So if it's in terms of that, they did explain that the spear was based off of Rita's power because like Rita created the Dragonzord, and Rita's magic is only this infinite.
So her maximum power is the amount of power that spear can do.
That it took to destroy an island, meaning that's the amount of power that it would take for that spear to destroy whatever it's hitting. And they explained that if absolute zero can disintegrate these 3 buildings, and it puts this
that's 47 more times
and it survived it, then that means that spear wouldn't be able to destroy it because that power output does not equate to this power output. So in terms of that, then I can understand it. But fuck, it's a giant ass hole, bro.
Yeah.
Like, golly. So I'm wrong. Like I'm kind of wrong on that one. So I will admit that I had to put 2 and 2 together, and it took a while for me to do that.
It's still sketchy. Like I'll say that.
I know, especially because he said it's an instant kill move. I mean, and it landed, but they did explain the power output, so I do have to give that to him.
Yeah, and well, yeah. I guess you could say that. I was gonna say, well, which one are we talking about? When Tommy came back and was using his own power with the coin, or just Rita's? But yeah, if you go by Rita's, then that would be bigger anyway. Yeah,
because at that point, it's just however much power that the Dragonzord had at that time.
Right. Yeah, it's still a good episode though. Still a good
fantastic fight, man. I loved it. That shit was dope. That shit was so dope.
Yeah, it was. Man, we got to go back and like check out some of their really old stuff because like they've been doing this for like what 7, 8 years, maybe 9, maybe 10.
Yeah, I think 10 years. It's like their 10-year thing that they've been doing it. Well, actually, like they haven't been doing it. It's 10 years total, and then however many years after Rooster Teeth took it over.
Yeah. But I think they still got all of that older stuff on their channel. So yeah, we need to go back and watch like some of those really old ones.
I'm down. I'm down for what y'all think in the comments. Like leave a comment down below of which one you think we should have next. I think we already have a suggestion of our next reaction. I just missed it.
Okay.
See here. Yeah, but we'll find it and we'll let you guys know.
Okay. And if you guys want us to do anything else other than Death Battle, let us know that too in the comments, and we can possibly make that happen too. See you guys in the next one.